In today's conversation, I am on a mission. And my mission is to explain to you, to compare and contrast the three startup business credit cards with EIN only. So we have a Navy Federal Credit Union Gold Base Rewards Card. We have Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum. And then we have America First Credit Union Business Visa. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love this comparative analysis. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as terrific as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we are going to compare and contrast three startup business credit cards with EIN only. Navy Federal Credit Union, Consumers Credit Union, and America First Credit Union. Those are the credit unions, but they have issued business credit cards. One thing that's very important to understand is that when we speak about credit, when we speak about startup businesses, we are speaking about businesses that have been in existence for less than a year. Now, in some circles, in some business circles, the definition stretches the time frame up to 2 years. But the lenders that we have spoken to before this show have told us that in their minds, the word startup means less than a year. Okay, so if you are if you have been in existence between 1 and 2 years, you are still sort of a startup or at least a very young company. Okay, so you want to have, so you're interested in having an EIN, right? Makes sense. There are a couple of things you need to do. You need to have an EIN, of course. You got to go to the IRS websites and get your employer identification number. That's your 9-digit social security number for the company. It is the company's social, right? And of course, you got to have simply because you have an EIN, as we have explained on other shows, doesn't mean you can qualify for an EIN only business credit card. A lot of people believe that simply because the word says EIN only means the bank or credit union is going to qualify their application based on the EIN only. No, there is a method. There is a proven step-by-step you need to follow to qualify for that. So you got to have your business permits and licenses. You got to have a business plan. A lot of viewers are surprised that they need a business plan. Of course you need a business plan, especially if you are a startup with no sales or little sales. On which basis do you think the lender is going to approve you if you have nothing to show? You have to have a business plan. You need to have financial statements for the last 6 months or the last 18 months or the last 24 months, depending on how long you've been in business. You got to have business tax returns. You have to incorporate, folks. Don't be a sole proprietorship. Okay, it's very important. And if you have some kind of social media accounts or some kind of publicity in the news, you want to mention that. I'm not saying this will work, but it shows the lender that even though you are a startup, even though you are a very young company, you are drawing attention. You are creating buzz. The public loves you. You have a potential market to seize. It's all about forward-looking statements. It's all about generating some kind of a vision out there that you are a viable company. So when we speak about startup business credit cards with EIN only, usually you have three types of cards. Okay, so you have the fintech credit cards, fintech business credit cards, you have the bank cards, and then you have the credit union cards. In today's conversation, we are only comparing and contrasting three credit union cards. One thing you need to understand is that our preference, if we have to choose between this trifecta of credit cards, we would go with the credit union cards simply because they are cheaper. They come with less convoluted items. The only thing is you need to create a relationship with a credit union. You need to have a credit union membership. You need to have an account with them. They got to know you. I would say before you even think about applying for either the Navy Fed or CCU or America First Credit Union, you want to be with a credit union for at least 6 months. You want them to know you. You want to establish the relationship. You want to cultivate a rapport with them. and you got to go to the branch. You can't do this online. Don't do this online. Don't apply it online. It doesn't work. You want to go to the branch and you want them to know you, or at least you want to have someone on the phone. Okay, and so we prefer credit union business credit cards, and then we go with bank business credit cards. The fintech cards are kind of cool too. The only problem is that you got to have sales at the business level. If you don't have sales, you can't qualify. I'll give you an example. If you take the Brex card, or the or Scale Factor when it was in existence, or you have Amex for startups, they all want they want to see some sales, right? And sometimes they want you to be in business for 18 months. So that's the kind of thing you need to think about. Before I get into the actual review, please check out this short video. It tells you our method, our proven approach when it comes to categorizing, reviewing, and listing business credit cards with startup only, business credit cards with EIN only rather, on this show. Check this out. All right, folks. Now let's start with Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum. It is an important card to know about, and this card, we love this card because basically the card has a high credit line. So right off the bat, this is a great card because it has a high. You can actually receive up to $100,000. And the APR oscillates between 3.5 and 10%. This is really good. And they want you to be in business only 6 months. So with the Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum, you don't have to be to have been around for 3 years or 5 years. If you have 6 months under your belt, operationally speaking, then it's kind of cool already. And the minimum revenue per year is $36,000. In other words, $3,000 per month. So if you've been around 6 months, you got to show $18,000 at least. And you have to show, of course, everything that I said before in terms of business plan, your business tax returns, the business permits and licenses, anything that shows that you are legit. That's kind of cool. Okay, and this card is great because it has no annual fee, no fee cash advances, and if you have employees up to 20 employees, additional cards available for employees at no cost. This is really good, and we love the fact that they sort of segment the utilization, what we call segmentation of the utilization of the card. In other words, you have individualized the credit limits available for additional cards. So you can say, so and so, John Doe, you have only $5,000. Jane Doe, you have 15 grand. Peter Paul, you have 30 grand. Of course, as long as the aggregate limit is less than $100,000, Consumers Credit Union is okay with that. You have a secure online account review and payment options from the CCU site. You have visas at zero liability, which means what? You are protected if your card is lost or stolen. And you have auto rental insurance on a 24-hour basis. This is really good, especially if you are in an industry where you move all the time, you are constantly on the move, or you have drivers on the move for you. This is pretty good because then you are covered for collision or theft damage. Okay, this is pretty, and this is really automatic here up to the cash value, the actual cash value of most rental vehicles. You have travel accident insurance coverage of up to $500,000 at no additional cost when you travel on common air, sea, and ground carriers. You have travel and emergency assistance services, including medical and legal referrals, emergency ticket replacement, and more. This is wonderful, folks. Think about it. And this, guess what? It is available 24 hours a day and every day of the year by calling a toll-free number or calling collect. You can call collect call. You can place a collect call outside the United States. We also love the fact that they have a warranty manager that doubles manufacturers' warranties and grants you the opportunity to register a warranty, extend warranty protection, and purchase extended service agreements. This is fantastic, folks. All right. One thing we also love about this Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum is that you have something called you have the constellation of benefits that come with having a platinum visa. So, for example, you can add or remove a joint owner, right? This is pretty good. So if you again, as I said, you cannot be a sole proprietorship. You got to be an LLC or S corp or C corp, right? But the cool thing here is that you may apply online or with a representative to add or remove a joint owner. That's pretty good. And we strongly recommend, when it comes to credit union, credit cards in general, if you want to work on the EIN only realm, you want to contact someone, you want to speak to someone. Do not do the online thing. Same thing for the bank credit cards, same thing. And so if you want to add or remove a joint owner, that's fine, because the rep can help you. They will ask for updated personal information, right? For example, employment status and income, that kind of stuff. And they may pull a new credit report also, just in case if you don't do it right, because you have to apply in a specific way. I explain everything on another video. You might want to double check that video. It's called how to apply for an EIN only a business credit card or business loan application, business loan, right? And one thing I want to say here is that you can also request a credit limit increase right after 3 months. This is really good. Okay, so you can request a balance transfer. This is really good also. And we love the fact that when you are with Consumers Credit Union, you're able to actually access their other banking services. This is this is an all-in banking institution. Of course, it is a credit union. It's not for profit. It's a non-profit, but it is wonderful, really wonderful. You have no cost access to additional ATMs through the co-op ATM network partnership. Okay, one thing I want to say here is that membership is very easy. Membership follows a simple two-step process. You have to pay a one-time non-refundable $5 fee to their sponsor, the institution sponsors. It's called the Consumers Cooperative Association. That's number one. And then you have to deposit and maintain a minimum $5 in your membership share/savings account. It's as simple as that. Nothing complicated. You don't have to live where they operate, where the credit union operates. You don't have to be affiliated to an organization. You don't have to be affiliated to someone who works there. No, just pay $5 till you pay $10. $5 to the nonprofit and $5 to the credit union. Now let me talk to you about Navy Fed. So we have the Navy Federal Credit Union Gold Bees Rewards card, a great card also. And this is the kind of card that caters to, this card appeals to startups, to very young companies, and all over the United States. And the cool thing here is that you don't have to be affiliated to the military to qualify for membership. I'll speak about that later on. But the credit line here is pretty good, also pretty, I would say pretty generous, up to $75,000. And the APR oscillates between 6 and 18%. They want you to be in business for at least 3 months. That's the minimum. And the minimum revenue per year, that's $50K. So that's about what? About $2,000, $2,200 every month, right? In revenue, of course. No, $50,000. That's about $4,400 every month. So 4,000. That's about that. Yeah, 4 times 12, that's 48. So for a little bit of $4,000 in revenue every single month. Okay, and the cool thing here is that with Gold Biz, you do have a constellation of benefits. This is the kind of card that allows a small business owner to constantly keep moving up. And Navy Fed is a great institution. They have been around for several years. They really know how to speak to small business owners. And I'm not talking about just the technology of the card. I mean, the card has a contactless technology. In other words, you can make purchases quickly and securely with just a tap. Okay, and this card also makes it a lot easier to keep your businesses and personal finances separate while tracking and managing your expenses. Which is why, again, we are saying this is an EIN only card, but you have to incorporate. You cannot be a sole proprietorship and qualify for this card. And the fees are kind of cool too. So the APR for purchases, balance transfers, and convenience checks. So you have the variable APR is currently the prime rate plus 5.9%, and the APR will never exceed 18% according to Navy Fed. Again, they're not in business to make money, they're in business to serve their members. Okay, there is a penalty APR that you need to know. There is also an APR for cash advances that actually fluctuates. There is a grace period on purchases for 25 days. Late payment fee $20. There's no annual fee, and the rewards 1x points per dollar spent. And they also have Other benefits that you might be interested in: it is available as Visa or MasterCard, no foreign transaction fees, no earnings cap, and great for travel and expenses, multiple cardholders available, and you have a zero liability policy for unauthorized transactions. So speaking about rewards, this is something that a lot of people are interested in. Let's talk about the rewards here. When we have the Navy Federal Credit Union Gold-based rewards card, right? The card is called rewards card. So it is pretty interesting. What we've seen is that a lot of small businesses do qualify for the rewards. So you can start redeeming at 1,000 points for cash, travel, and gift cards. It depends again on the spending patterns that you have within your business. And the rewards will go up to 1% return on each dollar spent. Each dollar spent. Think about that. This is really good. So let me give you a simple rewards point. So 5,000 points will equate to a $50 gift card from Best Buy, for example. 10,000 points will equate to $100 cash back, and 25,000 points will equate to 250 round-trip airline tickets. So what you want to do is as with all rewards credit cards, you want to sync your spending patterns to the benefits that the card is offering, right? And there are some additional benefits. A Navy Federal Gold-based rewards Visa credit card also offers you small business benefits, such as what they call the Visa Savings Edge. Okay, so with that, this is a great program, folks. Why? Because from ordering business supplies to entertaining clients, you have a card that allows you to make business decisions that will actually further your business. They'll actually promote your business more, and you are actually saving while spending. Think about that. You can save, for example, you can save up to 15% on qualifying purchases, business purchases that is, from participating merchants, including travel services, IT solutions, shipping services, restaurants, MasterCards. This is really good. And another thing that I want you to know here is that you can enjoy exclusive business advantages. You have cellular wireless telephone protection. You have MasterCard ID protection, of ID theft protection if you have it as a MasterCard, of course, and you have Master Rental Collision Damage Waiver. And what I want to say before closing here is that membership in Navy Federal Credit Union is easy, even if you're not affiliated with the military. So to join Navy Federal Credit Union, you'll need to be a current or retired member of the Armed Forces, a Department of Defense, civilian employee, contractor, or retiree. Family of current members, including parents, grandparents, siblings, grandchildren, and household members, are also eligible. If you're not eligible, please give them a call. You want to contact them. They will tell you how to apply for membership, and in most cases, you might have to donate to a charity that the Navy Fed institution sponsors. Very simple. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are still pursuing a conversation about comparing and contrasting Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum, Navy Federal Credit Union Gold-based Rewards Card, and America First Credit Union Business Visa. So I've spoken to you about the Navy Fed, Consumers Credit, and now let's talk about America First Credit Union Business Visa, another great card. And it is a card that we love so much because it has a constellation of benefits, not only for startups, but also for very young companies. Let me explain to you why. First of all, right off the bat, you receive a credit line up to $75K. The APR 3 to 9%. They want you to be in business for at least 9 months, which is not a bad deal, because then by that point you would have had some understanding of your sector and your business model, all that kind of stuff. And the minimum revenue per year is $50,000. So that equates to about $4,000 and change a month. All right. And the thing here is that this is a card that has no annual fee, low interest rates, extensive security features, and various cashback or rewards options. Okay, so this is a wise business. This could be a wise business decision to get the card. Of course, if you are in an industry where you feel like you can actually qualify for you can actually use the rewards provided by the card to benefit your business. Okay, and they actually offer several ways to tailor the AFCU business visa to actually fit the unique needs of your company. In other words, they provide a bespoke credit card experience at the business level. So for example, if you have the America First Business Cashback Plus, you can receive 2% cashback on fuel purchases. You can get 1.5% cashback on every other purchase. But if you have the America First Business Cashback without the plus, you can earn up to 1% cashback on purchases, and rebate is automatically deposited into your savings account annually. You also have another version of the card. We have America First Business Rewards, and here you earn 1 point per every dollar you spend. Okay, and you can redeem points for cash, travel, merchandise, and more at their online store. Plus, with the Business Visa Platinum card, you also get a personalized design. That's what we love. We love the bespoke portion of things here, because you can give your business visa a professional look by putting your company logo on the card, for example. Okay, think about branding. This could be fantastic, right? And you have a Visa business reporting. So this is a free service that can give you a detailed spending analysis of all your Visa purchases. This is really good. You have access to a comprehensive set of graphical dashboards and standardized reports that transform transaction data into business intelligence. And with that intel, think about a lot of stuff you can do. We love, for example, search capabilities as transaction categorization and transaction notifications. This is really good. You also have chip-enabled fraud protection and card guard for peace of mind, the EMV thing. You also have travel assistance and insurance with this card. And the card keeps bringing benefits. And benefits. The cool thing here is that membership is also very easy. Okay, I've spoken to you about all the benefits that the card has. Your business has to be located in the United States, of course. You have to have a clean slate in terms of your credit, no bankruptcy in the last 12 months. Of course, you got to be a member of the America First Credit Union to qualify for that, the AFCU. And what we want to say here is that there are several ways to actually qualify for this credit union, to qualify for membership, to be eligible for membership. You have to be in certain counties, in Utah, in Nevada, in Arizona, in Oregon, in New Mexico, okay? But if you don't live in those areas, if you live, say, in Teaneck, New Jersey, Austin, Texas, or you name it, you can still qualify, because there's something called for membership, you have to be an employee or a member of a select employer group or an affiliated association. And what we've seen, and we actually confirmed that with an AFCU rep, the thing here is that the word affiliated association is very loose, so nearly everything can qualify. So if you call them up, you still stand a chance to qualify for membership even without living in the West. And this is and we tried it. A lot of our team members tried it individually, and they qualified. Of course, they did not apply. All of them did not apply for the membership because we were testing. We were actually preparing the show, and we wanted to have as much research as possible. But the bottom line here is that you can qualify. And another thing that we want to say about this card, the America First Credit Union Business Visa, is that you really want to pay attention to the reporting aspect of things. It is just fantastic, not only on the dashboard, not only on desktop, but also on mobile. Okay, I was talking to you earlier about the Visa business reporting. It is just fantastic when you look at it on the mobile also, or on a tablet. So you have a lot of capabilities there that allow you to, again, use your transactions as business intel. So you know exactly where you're spending your cash, and this can really help in terms of financial statement analysis at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter. So you really have I would say a holistic credit card reporting system here. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. So I was quickly comparing and contrast. I was comparing and contrasting 3 EIN only business credit cards. So we have the Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum rather. We have the Navy Fed Credit Union Go Biz Rewards card rather, and then we had the America First Credit Union Business Visa. So which one should you choose? This is a great question. So if you are a startup owner out there, you're just asking, you're just wondering, which one should I choose? Should I go with Consumer Credit Union or Navy Fed or America First? It really depends on you. It depends on, first of all, the part of the country where you live, right? So if you are in an area that is covered by either credit union, I would say just go with that one first, right? You want to go with the credit union. We want to go with the geographical area where the credit union operates. If not, you want to look at what kind of expenses you have in your business. What are your spending patterns? And you want to match those patterns with the kind of benefits that the credit card, the specific business credit card is offering. And also one thing you want to pay attention to, are you into rewards? Are you interested in rewards? What about the number of employees that you want to assign, you want to have a card for? Are you interested in branding? For example, you have, the AFCU, the America First Credit Union. They do have a branding process in place where they provide personalized design, something that other credit cards do not provide. So if you're interested in branding your credit card with your company's logo, for example, you might want to go with AFCU. What about limits, the credit limits? Do you want a high credit limits? Because out of the three that we mentioned today, Navy Fed is the only one that has a 100,000 credit limits. Oh, sorry, no, not Navy Fed. I meant Consumers Credit Union, right? CCU has up to $100,000, and Navy Fed and America First had 75. So it's all about thinking about what really matters to you. Some business owners want to have the strength of financial analysis, so everything about reporting, which is something that's very good. You can have that with AFCU. But if you're interested in having as many rewards as possible and racking up those rewards, the Navy Fed Go Biz Rewards card is a great contender. So at the end of the day, it's all about what works for you. It's all about what industry you're in. It's all about your needs as a business person. All right, our pick in today's conversation is Navy Federal Credit Union Go Biz. Our score 10/10, and we also scored the Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum 10/10. Another great card. So it is technically a tie, but we are veering toward Navy Fed because it is I would say a more established institution. But Consumers Credit Union Business Visa Platinum is a great choice. Also, the reason why we have assigned the same score of 10/10 to that card also. And number 3, you have the American First Credit Union Business Visa, and our score is 9.5/10. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.